So, thank you, Ms. Kim, for very inspiring words. So I feel humbled today, actually, representing Sweden. And thank you so much, Ms. Kim, and also Kim Sun-taek for organizing and for inviting the embassy and our guests and colleagues from Sweden. So I understand now that this is the first international conference on taxpayer rights, and you decided to focus on Sweden and learn from the Swedish examples. So I also look forward, as you said, to this new partnership and learning between the two countries. So actually, you know, in preparing for this conference and what I wanted to say, I was thinking a little bit about the word itself, you know, the word of tax. And we all know the basic meaning of tax. But what I came to realize that in Swedish, actually tax has also another meaning. And that meaning is treasure. You know, a treasure is what you find at the end of the rainbow. There is the treasure. And in some ways, I think that meaning of tax as a treasure is actually a quite accurate summary of how many Swedish people perceive taxes. And I know that for many Koreans and also from other countries, it's a little bit of a paradox, Sweden, because you know that Sweden has one of the highest taxes in the world, and yet the population is overwhelmingly positive to the tax system. And also the Swedish tax agency, as you know, is actually one of the most popular public bodies in the country. So I wanted to share a little bit with you. Anders and Lennart will give you more details, but just thinking about why is it this way. So why does not all, I should say, but most Swedes actually like to pay taxes? So I will give you three main reasons, and maybe Anders and Lennart will agree or disagree. We will see. Yeah. So the first is that taxes in Sweden are spent wisely. And you know that Sweden is known for many things. It's the ABBA, it's the IKEA, very popular in Korea. We are known for the high taxes, but we are also quite well known for our generous welfare system. And you also mentioned that, Ms. Kim. And that is a system that is paid by taxes. So in Sweden, the state provides affordable health care to all citizens. Education is free, which includes preschool to universities. Actually, when I went to university, I was also given a grant from the government for my studies. There is publicly funded parental leave available for both the mother and the father. And this is actually one of the world's most generous and gender equal parental leave. And then it's a generously public funded elderly care, which provides security for all citizens. The welfare system actually also benefits businesses because it pays for an excellent infrastructure and a highly educated workforce. And the second reason why Swedes like taxes, or most of the Swedes like taxes, is that it's leveled fairly. So everyone has to pay their fair share, which is why the Swedish government has a broad tax base, a few exceptions, and also, importantly, I mean, has worked very effortlessly to fight tax evasion. So I'd say that the third reason for the positive views on tax in Sweden is the relationship between the Swedish taxpayers and the tax collector, that being the Swedish tax agency. And if I would, you know, find one word to define that relationship today, I would say trust. I would say trust. And as you all know, trust is something that we earn. And you will hear from Anders and Lennart today, I mean, how the Swedish tax agency worked
to earn that trust from the Swedish taxpayers. But also, I will give you some examples on why. And that is that the Swedish Tax Agency has a very service-oriented attitude. Yes, it has a professional and personal service to taxpayers. It's very simple to pay tax in Sweden these days. It's pre-printed single tax returns. In fact, 89% of Swedes said in a poll that it is easy to fill out taxes. And nowadays it's also easy to do this online. So I remember being a kid, you know, the few weeks before it was time for taxation, how my dad would spend, you know, the whole evening or the week, and it would be papers all over the kitchen table. And today, actually, you know, you could fill in through applications and a text message. So that really changed, and I think it helps a lot. Yes. So to finalize, I would like to share with you the motto of the Swedish Tax Agency, and it is: our vision is a society where everyone is willing to pay their fair share. And that's the belief of the Swedish government, and also our experience, that as long as taxes are well spent, that they are leveled fairly, and you have this relationship of trust between the tax agency and the taxpayers, people will actually happily contribute to a state, and that in order to build a more inclusive and fair and prosperous society. So I hope you will have an interesting full day today, and really that this is the start of a closer relationship between Korea and Sweden, learning about and sharing experiences on the tax system and tax reforms. And thanks again so much for inviting me and our faraway guests from Sweden.